Hi everyone, this is for CCNY ear training week 2. Your assignment for this coming week, you'll see is more of these sequentials, sequential patterns of numbers that are excellent practice material for getting used to singing with numbers, number one, and practicing sequences that happen all the time. These have gotten a little trickier than last week, but pretty self-explanatory. There's not, because of last week, so there's not a whole lot to go over here. But we should mention one thing that can cause some confusion that I didn't quite explain previously. If you look at the first page of sequentials, you'll see, for example, letter D, which many of you did, or all of you did so far. For week 1, we have 1, 7, 1. 1, if that's 1, 1, 7, 1. That is how 1, 7, 1 moves. It's 1, if that's F, close. 1, 1, 7, 1. It's F down a half step to E, up a half step to F. Not 1, 7, 1, right? It's not that kind of motion. That is doable, sure, but way too tricky and not really a sequence you hear very often. So for this week, you have letters E, H, and I on page 1, and then on page 4, E and F. And you'll see that a lot of these start with descents. Do all of them? All of them but one. Of 1 sev, right? So for all of those, you are going down. If we just, I'll sing the first little bit of letter E on page 1 for you. So that's, if this is 1, 1, 1 sev, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, etc. We won't do the whole thing for you. Look at H real quick. Why don't we sing that for a second? Because we have descent and then back up. 1 sev, 6 sev, 1, etc. Letter I. I'll just do the first sequence for you and some of these. 1 sev, 6, 5, 6 sev, 1. It's I. Then E on page 4. I probably should have practiced these a little bit. But E on page 4, you'll see starts similarly. 1 sev. Oh, sorry. 1 sev, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. And beyond. I think that was right. Pretty good. F. First time we begin not on 1. Which is very common, of course. Music begins all the time, not on 1. In fact, the first melody I'm going to send you the following week begins, it might begin on 5. It's either 5 or 3. It often begins on one part of the tonic triad. But for letter F, 3, that's 3. Always come back to 1 just to check yourself. 1, 3, 2, 1. Good, so I was on 3. 3, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, and so forth. Notice that on page 4, these sequences aren't as long in terms of you just repeat the same little pattern a bunch of times, like on page 1, but the breaths, the phrases are different. So in letter F, you have that long string at the end. And so these are much more melodic. These are kind of like melodies on page 4. And so we're getting into some more musical material. And I think that's all that we have to discuss at the moment. I'll give a more detailed, or I'll reiterate at least what the assignment actually is. Oh, one more thing. You're going to do, there's 5 assignments here, 5 little melodies, 5 sequences. I want you to do 2 of them in minor. Instead of doing each one in either minor or major, pick 2 to do in minor. If you want it to be the first 2, the easier, what many of you will probably find is the easier of the 2, that's fine. If you want it to be the shorter one, like letter E on page 4, that's fine too. It doesn't matter to me. Just make 2 of the 5 minor in a minor key. Okay? Great. Have a fantastic couple of days. As always, email me with any questions at all, and I will see you all soon. Take care.